clicks on. There it goes. So we're just speaking about fiscal sponsorship and identifying the best option, and just being in that inquiry. Yeah, so I was going to go down another line, but I'll come back and finish this piece. So in my conversations with Melanie St. James from Empowerment Works, we've known each other for years and years, and they fiscally sponsor a number of organizations. And I've been talking to her about like, hey, not in the last year, but a year ago, we should somehow synergize all those organizations that you are fiscally sponsoring. Like, how can that network become more cohesive? And because this is actually what we're all trying to kind of figure out. How do we kind of remember that we are one? How do we remember that we are aligned? How do we become more powerful, we the people? How do we align and focus our attention on a more beautiful world, et cetera, et cetera? So we never really got to another, hey, welcome, Echo. We never got to a place of let's do it or let's make that happen. I just name it as it's being in the field because it's interesting given Awaken Dream synergy, that some of the tools and technologies that we're playing with, that actually might be an ecosystem in which we have, we can offer into that space. But I have no attachment or anything. It kind of popped up as being a place, a vector for inquiry, right? Of like, oh, is this a good one? That then, because I think what I'm pointing to is, or what I'm not thinking, I'm pointing to what I am pointing to is actually the scaling, right? Because you can't force scaling, taking social innovation to scale, but you can nurture the conditions and identify conditions in which scaling can then happen. And I believe we're getting smarter about that because we're getting wiser about that. And we're understanding more of the dynamics of creation and synergy and all that, is that then, and we're getting our egos out of the way, which is extremely helpful. So we can kind of manifest things, Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, and so this Empowerment Works looks good, and I like the way that they make a point of wanting to sponsor other initiatives until they're ready to be independent, which is fabulous.
Will you put the link in, please?
Huh?
Will you post the link in the notes or chat?
Yeah. I mean, she told it, but I just.
Yeah. Since you're on it, let me give you a teeny little bit more on that, because I was very, very deep with Melanie, and we're like co-creators, and I was on the advisory board for the Global Summit. There is a technology that it's called, if you go and look to it, it's called OnePie, and it's 1PIE. She also has the 7 steps to sustainability, which is a little bit, it's I think that there's a lot there's she was really on the cutting edge, but there's more to evolve in that. But there's something important there. She's done a lot of work in other parts of the world, but that OnePie is an interesting technology that I think she seems to have I don't know where she is right now with it, but it's like and where it stands. But I think that we could actually be kind of upgrade that, I guess, is what I'm sensing. But and then also she uses the Barbara Marx Hubbard's and Bucky Fuller's The Wheel of Co-Creation, but she also has another layer that she speaks about in terms of the roles of different people in culture, which I really like, because you're not just in a sector, you're also playing a certain role in that sector. And I like that sort of, those kinds of distinctions, I think, are just helpful for refining how we see each other, and then refining how we're creating synergy.
Yes, that's it, exactly. That's come up in so
Yeah,
many
no.
groups finally, that we are getting this this tensegrity wheel, right? Where we all have our gifts and they all have to kind of work in slight tension with each other. And if there's not this connection that kind of maintains the growth of the whole, if there's not this relationship between the different sectors, then they kind of break out on their own a little bit and we get more silos or more hierarchies. And so I really like that approach. And it's showing up in all of the nature groups too.
So to get practical with that, Sherry, did you want to say more?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, to get practical with that, Echo, have the Wake and Dream Synergy group that you made on Hilo, can you please add us today? Can we go through that today? And is there a capability of adding roles? I know that Discord has the ability to create roles. I feel like we're still exploring all these spaces, but I feel like we've decided that we want to explore Hilo a little bit more as a community because it does have an okay interface, and it's on holochain, and it's going to be holonomic or have holoms in it.
Are you about the whole alien thing?
Hi. Yeah, I'm on a call. 1 second. Yeah, I'm not really with the best internet connection. So, and I have not been able to find anything on the phone app interface for Hilo to add admins. I did, as you recall, maybe you weren't on the call with Tibet at that moment, but he did walk us through, at least telling us that we can just add additional people and admins. So if someone can send me something on that, and then when I'm able to, I'd be happy to. But I'm grateful to hear the dynamic tension and the aspect of trying to incorporate, diversity in a small group, and that the ability to be both, to build a coherence that isn't just repeating the same or us being similar, but really drawing strength from our differences. So I'm grateful to hear all that.
Yeah. And it was funny, when I first looked and did a search for empowerment works, one of the search criteria one of the answers that came back, well, actually 3 answers that came back were Hilo and Flipcause, both somehow affiliated maybe with empowerment works. And I just had a presentation from Flipcause.
That's a nice synchronicity, hey?
Yeah. And I just had a presentation from Flipcause last week in another group I belong to that we're looking at them. And it turns out there's a little more than what shows up clearly on the website for Flipcause, where they have a 90% rate of when their donors donate, the 4.9% gets. They ask the donor to absorb that cost, and if they don't, then Flipcause only does 1.5% to the organization that's trying to raise the funds, and they have 90% that absorb that part of the donation, and they've built out quite a platform that scales pretty well. But whether it's time to do it, now or not, and what is our relationship with empowerment works, maybe that might be even better. And when we are organized enough to go really public and then go viral is when we need these tools in place.
Yeah. Okay, so as an action step, what I will do is, because I'm overdue for a conversation with Melanie, is to just drop in with her a little bit. And then maybe if I could have, like, wherever that current repository document is, I know that Denise, you were you would kind of express like you need to get some of those documents together, but there's probably one, or Mark, you probably have one or two or something that we could just use that I could share for her. And or where might that be? That is that in Discord? Is that where we've been gathering things, and it's not complete, but it's a starting point.
There's nothing in Discord. I had, a few weeks ago given the Google Docs information to you.
Yeah. So
so
I'll just do the Google Doc. I'll find the Google Docs in our thread if it's in WhatsApp. Is that right?
It should be, but
Yeah.
I can also give it to you again. And I wanted to put some of the concepts and designs or organization stuff into from Conscious Playground into it as well, because
Okay.
that's a part of it. So that's what I'm looking for right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll figure that out. And then also I just Googled in or Siri spotlighted on my computer Nation Builder, because, as I told you, we were playing with this, and I'm trying to see what the dates were when this was. I'll look later, but it's we did some really good work, and we called it One Family because that's what we were doing. And it's a living document. We have our invitation, we have our principles of unity, we have our values with some edited, and then we have our agreements. They're kind of simple: allies and collaborators, our inspiration. So this was what I kind of basically put together. And then Jeff Vanderkloot, who Mark knows, he was working with us at that time. You'll see some of his edits. I don't know why this document doesn't seem to let me incorporate the edits, but I'm going to send that to us somewhere.
Put it in the Google Docs. That's like the main repository. So we can do that. And I'm going
okay, I can put it make it as a Google Doc, but you'll send me, I still don't know where the Awaken Dream Synergy Google folder is, and I don't seem to have it in my shared folder. So if we could get a shared Google folder, then I can start to add some things into that.
So
Yeah.
Sherry, other than Empowerment Works, you're going to share with us as part of what you're sharing, all the other charities that you think that we should consider being
all of the other ones, I don't know if I have like a whole list of them that's like longer than 3, and one of them I can't quite pull up, but the other one is PlanetWorks.
Okay.
That's Jim Fournier. Jim Fournier has done, I think he did One Becoming One. So the other thing about structure is, and Eric and I are going to be talking about this, and I'm happy to share this with us as well. But we did a lot of work with the spiritual ministry structure, nonprofit, and kind of a for-profit. And we ended up, Eric's in Boulder, and now they're doing One Boulder, and they're doing some very cool stuff on the ground as a local city community core of the fractal at a local level, and I'm sort of more the scale global kind of person, but Jim Fournier, PlanetWorks might be good. And then I can't think of another one at this moment.
So PlanetWorks, I'm not even finding their website. I mean, I'm finding sustainability at asu.org has a PlanetWorks page. Maybe there'll be a link there.
That's an education domain.
Yeah.
Here it is. It's PlanetWork.
Oh,
PlanetWork.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've known Jim, and Jim has the Solstice Grove. The Solstice Grove is the place where they always have the after party after Bioneers. A lot of very, very cool gatherings up there in Marin over the years. Jim is kind of amazing, has his own kind of technologies. One of them was about conversations, something Sphera, I can't remember. That was a couple years ago when I last had a conversation with him. So that's a possibility. Jim has a connection with technology, and then I spoke at their conference in 2000, which is when I became kind of connected with him. And it was information technology and global ecology. And because I had just co-founded Indie Media, we were like the golden child on the block, as well as Amazon Rainforest Action Network ran, and Global Exchange, I think it was. We were kind of all doing online platform development, and they did a very interesting. Speaking of conferences and gatherings, one of the things I saw as an innovation that they did was about how to tap into the collective intelligence of all the speakers and make the intelligence of the field available. That's what we would call holopticism, the ability to see the whole in an easy way. So just like as a seed planting for what that might look like for a gathering, it'll be fun to experiment with how to create the conditions for the collective intelligence of whatever group we convene to become visible to them and to others.
So as you were speaking, I looked through the second website, the PlanetWorks. So it looks interesting what they're doing. It definitely looks like something we'd want to be affiliated with, but talking about more sort of this incubation that we ourselves need as we want to incubate, our community. I think that, it looks like Empowerment Works really knows how to do that, and they've built out a structure for doing that, and they've repeated it very significantly. And I think that would also teach us a lot of how we can help empower our community and as we build our own nonprofit. So, I'm not saying, definitely to recommend it, but I'm saying at first blush, that looks like the leading option out of those two because of, their ability to help us grow within their network,
Yeah, and just by way of transparency, I know Troy Lush really well. I know Brad DeGraff really well, and I know Kalia Hamlin really well. So, and I've known those folks over time. And actually, the ASN white paper had a huge influence on me because it was about augmented social networks, and we were doing augmented social networks with Indie Media. So it was like we were kind of living on that edge. So yeah, maybe everybody gives a chance to kind of look at both of those and be like, hey, who should we reach out to? And then we'll gather more information and then make a decision.
Yeah. And so we were supposed to have an hour call, and we wanted to talk about mission, vision, and values. But I don't know I do have somewhere else I have to go. So I don't know in 10 minutes if that's realistic. I'm just putting that out there. Hello?
I'm looking up what did you say you wanted to do within 10 minutes?
Oh, I was saying I have to leave. That this call is supposed to be an hour, right? So I scheduled an hour for it. And so I have somewhere else I have to be soon. And I know we wanted to approach mission, vision, and values. And I'm wondering, do we, because I'll have to be going, did you guys want to continue without me? And then I could provide input on a document, or did you want to, put that to the next call, or how would you like to go with that?
I can give my 2 cents, but I'll let you go, Denise, if you want to start.
Well, I'd like to hear your 2 cents. I'm sending out the documents that I have, so if you take the links and look at them later, I think it would be good to go over Sherry's documents as well that she just said she's going to post to the group that I sent you a link to. That's where I'm at in the practical kind of space. What about you, Sherry?
Yeah, I'm just putting this in.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and staring at documents as well.
Yeah, that's good. Good multitasking. So my take on to respond to you, Omega. Did I say Omega?
Cool, I like that.
Did I say Alpha and Omega?
Yeah, you just have to start calling Eco Alpha, and then then we're good to go.
Yeah, you have a little bit of Alpha to Omega in you. That's funny. I think that, you know, given your comments earlier about time and things like that, I think it's silly to try to do anything in 6 minutes. And I didn't even, as I left a message for Denise, I didn't even think I was going to get on because I'm in a detox. I'm going into 3 to 5 to 7 days of fasting tonight. I'm like in a very multi-dimensional zone. I'm really feeling the conjunction and the constellations and like a lot of things that are big, going back like 2,000 years. So yeah, I can't think much more than what I'm currently doing. But I think that we're going to get those documents from Denise. And if we could put these things somewhere else other than the link here, because I won't see these chat notes. I'll just have to, I wonder how we're doing these, where we're gathering these.
And when we get the high-low going, that's why I'd really like to have the high-low. So I think we might want to ask Echo to either delete that one so we can have Awaken Dream Synergy as a name, or we're gonna have to do Awaken_Dream_Synergy, or he just makes us admin, or I haven't gotten into high-low entirely and figured it out, but if he's only on a phone, then he probably doesn't have a lot of capability to move forward with sharing these documents. I mean, sharing the community on high-low, but that would at least start us getting having rather than
is high-low a place to share links and stuff? Is that the function?
Yeah, you can have groups. You can have groups, and you can have links on your own personal space.
Is there someone who's really used high-low that can guide us?
So I mean, I just in the 2 minutes that we were on the phone, I created my own group, like for my spiritual community, just to try, and was able to add another person and deal with permissions. So if it's difficult for you, you can give me just set a password that's not one you normally use, and just private message it to me. I will.
If you could just contact me in high-low, that would be helpful. I think it's modern resourcery. I'll try to put, if someone else has a way to contact people within there. I don't have your email, but if I use that, maybe that would be helpful, and I can start from that point. Happy to look at it more. I'd just like to hear from
right now, right? You don't have the ability to message people that are, just have accounts on high-low. They don't have it's not like anybody's on high-low can message anybody. They have to be within your community before you can discuss, right?
Yeah, so I guess we have to build community. So however people can add me, and then we can build it. I don't know.
I found a lot of people on high-low that I was just able to message that weren't necessarily in a community. I didn't build a community on high-low. I just joined a lot of communities and joined a lot of groups. It's just knowing what they're called on high-low.
You can invite people via email addresses. So you click on invite when you go to your personal space. I personally have 2 spaces right now because I have one through Facebook and one through another thing. I don't see any of the communities I'm in on this one, I think. So
yeah. So so what I was going to say is that so for the for this eco, then all you have to do is start by adding us. If you go to the if you go to the all communities, and you go to the community you created, and then you go to members, and then you're just going to go invite people, and you invite all of us. And once we accept the invites, then you can go to the next step of the community leaders section. Like you can go to the individual user and promote them.
Well, thanks for your time on the call, Amoga. We only have a minute or 2 left, so if there's something else you'd like to share before you go, that'd be helpful.
So I did look through the documents that are within Awaken Dream Synergy, and so there isn't anything on mission, vision, values yet there by the way I can see.
Under culture code and some of the principles, and there are some things written in the other parts, but yeah, I don't have it fully.
Well, there's a culture code under consciousness playground. Is that what you want to use as a basis?
There's the principles there, and then there's culture code. There's that's the thing, and that's why I was trying to get the documents getting together while we're together, because I know I have stuff in here.
Yeah, there's consciousness playground principles and there's consciousness playground culture code.
No, there's just regular culture code. It shouldn't say conscious playground. If it does, that's weird.
No, the document is called culture code, but in the image that's showing up,
Playground, yeah.
consciousness playground on the image. Is that what?
Yeah.
And then there's another document called culture code questions. What is script?
Yeah. So that's what I think a lot of it's in our head. I can't find the stuff that I've written, or maybe I just didn't write it. I'm looking through all my documents right now. So that's why it's just good to talk. We've defined it in the group calls over and over again, and I know that Sherry has a great experience and idea. I think that her document's probably the best, and that's what she does professionally. So
yeah. So maybe maybe what we could suggest, Sherry, and Sherry, if you don't mind doing this, I know you're going into a detox and everything, but if you've got something, if you could post it within this folder, then because it's a Google Doc, we can all make comments on the document.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat, the Google Doc I did with the one family thing, so you can see that. I'm trying to get, I can't, the link that you just sent me for Awaken Dream Synergy, it doesn't show up on shared with me when I go into my shared with me. So I don't know how you're sharing that thing. If I have the link, like you sent it, here's the folder. So if someone who has access to the Awaken Dream Synergy about, there's a lot in there. This is really great. But I don't have access to it unless I have go through the link. So if someone could say Sherry is now an admin in Awaken Dream Synergy folder, I think that would be awesome.
And the link you just shared, Sherry, that Google Doc, I just sent you an access request also.
And me as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's so weird because I thought that it would just do that, but it obviously didn't. There's some, it's
your editor, Sherry, at sherry.herndon777@gmail.
yeah, it could be that it's because I'm, but that's the one to use, I guess. So you use that. I am trying to find that for you guys. And
I have you. It looks like you're an editor on that within a document on that folder anyway.
I know. I don't know. Sometimes Google Drive, it's like I go shared with me and then and I'm like, I can't find, there's no Awaken Dream Synergy folder that I can find until I go back to the link and then click through the link and then it takes me into it. So I can't quite figure that out a little bit, but
So I'm willing to take responsibility then to make it easier for you. So what I'll do is I will pull out the key and organize the stuff from Denise's documents, okay, and put it into a fresh document that says, mission, vision, values, and then I will add you as an admin to that document as well, and then you can add your content into that document as well, and that'll then integrate what Denise has and what you have, and I'll add my comments in at the same time as I add Denise's stuff, like as comments, so that you'll see what's coming from me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Like what I would like to do, and I've been asking to do in the last month of these calls, is that we just spout it out and speak it out now, and just write it right now. Like we're in these meetings, we can just say, what are the values, type, and then there we have the initial document. And that's what all I've wanted. And you guys kept on saying, bring your documents together, I'm like, let's just do it.
No, I appreciate, Denise, that you work a bit that way, but for me, like I'm, different people are different type of learners, like some are auditory, some are visual, some are kinesthetic and so on. So I think one of the things that we have to do
that we just write the values right now, that we just talk about it right now. We just go type from our heads.
I know, but to be thoughtful about it, some of us, maybe you're not like that, but some of us like me need to be able to, look through what's there and think about it thoughtfully to be able to give feedback, right? So So now that you've shared what you've got, I'm happy to help organize it. And then the next time we meet, I'm happy to have a talk with you. And if you guys want to talk about it before and put it in a document that says mission, vision, values, then I'm happy to comment on that. That's what I was asking you 10 minutes ago. Is would you prefer to do that? So if that's
I would like to go do that with Sherry and Mark and Echo, since that's for and me, because I feel like it's just in our heads. We've been doing that for so long. So or different portions of it. Mark's been a part of this call since the beginning. Sherry's been doing this professionally for 20, 30 years. I don't know how long time. And then, you know, Echo has his own groups. So we can all just put in our thoughts about that, and we can talk, Mark and I can talk about what's already been discussed. And that way it gets put out on paper, and I don't have to do it alone because it's not in there. Go searching for documents, you know, and find the little tidbits that might or might not have it in there. So please, can we just do this today, you guys? I've really been asking for this for a month, and you guys keep on telling me to go ahead and do it by myself. And it's really a group mission, and I do have a lot of things in my head. Can we please just do this for the next half hour?
I think some of us can do that. Amoga, I just want to honor Amoga said had an hour and that it's been an hour that he works. I just want to really express gratitude for your time and please, I think it was a green light to go ahead with that. Just make sure to share it with all of us and let us know. And I added you on the high-low. Hopefully anyone else who gives me the thing, I'll add you to the high-low as well. And I'm game to spend half an hour talking about vision and mission, and if someone other than me can take notes, that would be great. But I'm happy to be present, and I just wanted to honor the time restriction.
Yeah. So I feel kind of very much like Amoga, and I think that what you've sent over, like I can't do that right now. I can't go into values, but what I can do is I mean, literally, I just can't. Is whoever can does, and then I sent over the document that is, and that you guys all have access to. I've given you all access now. And then Amoga, if you can take that document and add it into the Awaken Dream Synergy folder, and I forwarded you that too, that Denise had sent to me. There's a lot of incredible information there that I haven't like digested, and I'm a slower digester. I like to I want to put together, here's these values, and then you guys could do a jam session here, and then we kind of do a little compilation and of those from the earlier documents, the one that I shared with you that I think could have relevance, that comes from another ecosystem. And then we do a distillation convergence process.
Great. So thank you, Sherry. Also, I know you have a lot of great documents and input and stuff like that. So thank you for sending over documents so that we can share with that. And I'd like it if Sherry or Echo or Amoga be a participant in the conversation with Mark, because we tend to talk for hours about lots of things, and I'd like to really get those values that we had discussed earlier in the calls about how we operate with Awaken Dream Synergy, and then look over your stuff. So I want to have that in the call form, because I'm not going to sit on my butt doing that at this moment alone. That's just, I need someone to be there with me. And Mark knows all about it, and but Mark and I tend to go off in many different directions, so it'd be good to have someone that's there in the meeting specific for that with us.
Well, I think the three of us are game anyway. If Sherry and Amoga both, you know, if that doesn't work for them for this period of time.
Yeah, I added myself to your high-low, so you can change the privileges on that. And yeah, in terms of the documents, I would say if you guys want to continue, I've noticed you started a mission and values. So it's, I would say mission, vision, and values. And I think your values, just to give some feedback, would be maximum 7 core values. that would be my sort of quick contribution is don't make it 14 to 20 things. It's too confused messaging, just from my personal experience. So that's what I would say. And then I'm happy, next week or something, I'll get some time and I'll modify it in our chat. I'll put it there. And the other question I had before I go is, are we okay? It seems like Mark and Sherry are familiar and comfortable with Nation Builder, and it seems to be a common tool. And now that we know it can link with Slack, are you guys okay with me taking some initiative and building out those two things and making you all admin on those?
I think Sherry and Mark are following that thread a little bit more than I am, so I'd like them to speak for it.
Sure.
I've never,
Yeah,
but I'd say yes, please. Sorry, Sherry.
no, it's fine. Just so we're clear, it's been years since I was in the Nation Builder, and Eric really was the tech guy. I'm more the content girl. But Eric, I trust him like with my life. He's a core co-creator. And he's an amazing human, and he is a genius in the tech field. So he just runs with the tech stuff, and he loved Nation Builder. And I shared that link with that note from him. And I think he would also be happy at a certain point, once we're landed in Nation Builder, to come in and go, hey, here's some best practices of what I learned that I think we can learn from him.
That'd be fabulous. Yeah, if you could schedule him for the new year for one of our calls,
Yeah.
it'd be amazing.
Yeah, we can, once we're ready for that, happy to do that. And I'm sure he's more than happy. And he's also, he's in a synergy field with us from the Boulder tribe, and they're doing some really awesome things there.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good. Mark?
That sounds perfect. Yeah, Eric, connect with Amoga, and I don't mind sitting in on those calls either, because when I reviewed it back in 2014, it was, it had all kinds of potential for all kinds of things besides politics. And we ended up going with Civi CRM because it was an open source version of something like Nation Builder, but it required some programming, which we had programmers at that time. So, but Nation Builders evolved quite a bit since I reviewed it last in 2015, I think. So I was just doing the intro to the latest workshops to get brought up to date on it.
Nice. Okay, sounds great. I'm happy that we can make some progress there, and look forward to seeing what you guys come up with for the mission, vision, values. And yeah, if we don't talk to each other, then everybody have a great holiday period and lots of rest and healing and whatever else anyone needs.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yay. Okay. I'm going to send one more thing over to you guys.
So Echo, we're all members now in the community. Do you see that?
Okay, dear ones, I'm saying adieu, adieu to you and you and you. And as I leave, I share a little heaven on earth meditation with you. This is a good one from our Light Leadership family, and one that I've used times, and it's always, that's nice water, Echo. It's always good I just invite us to drop into the deep field that we're entering into in the next couple of days, well, that we're already in, basically. But a meditation for heaven on earth is, we slow down to go fast, and this is the time of the go deep, 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 deep. And also my invitation is to just really feel the core essence of Awaken Dream Synergy, just like the wordless core essence. And from that place, the clarity of like, and the refinement, because I want to honor Denise of everything she's generated. And there's been like this, the complexity of the vastness that she's and has been holding. And then to that simplicity. And that's where I feel like we're in. And Denise, I want you to nurture yourself because you are such a nurturer. I want you to feel the nurturing from people, and maybe don't try to do so much in the next week. do less. That's what I want.
Listen to that water. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's delicious. Yeah, I'm going on another fast also, Sherry. So I'll see you in the prana.
Yeah, and I want to just, yeah, exactly. And it's like, as I left a message for Denise earlier, I was like, I'm in a very interesting space, and it's very multidimensional, and I know that people use that word all the time, and I don't even like it when people use that word, so I don't mean to be using it in that way, but it really is like very, very deep healing going back 2,000 years to the root separation of the Christ consciousness and what happened with the church and the Inquisition and the separation of our relationship with the divine and all of that. And that this is like, you know, there's no accident that Star Bethlehem happened when it did, and that on Monday is like that conjunction, and 800 years ago it was also that conjunction, and then the time before that was the Star Bethlehem. So we're in a very deep, profound cycle, and what I'm feeling is the continuity of consciousness. So I'm like sitting back there, and I'm like, it's like I just sat in my car for like a while and listened to Alberto Veloda, his 7 minutes. I posted it on my wall. Please listen to him. It's so healing. He's such a wise shaman on the planet, you know? And so this is a repatterning. That's like if there's anything to say to our beautiful field, it's like to kind of honor that deepest place. And Denise, I know that you have such a drive to create, and I just so honor like your creative genius, and I know that, you know, you're such a giver, and I just want to shine peace and ease and love and abundance to you. And I can feel it in my little mom's heart. You know, my mom's heart's going, oh, but I'm also like been crying for like several days. Is for you to do less right now.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sherry. And I'd already started listening to Alberto.
Okay, I'm in the field with you all.
Yeah. Blessings, Sherry.
Blessings to you, Sherry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The way I'll do less is when there's people that can do what I can do, that can have, you know, that are in all the groups and give links to people. Like Echo, I can never find you in Telegram. Are you there? It's like Devi, Divin, I can't find you in Telegram, Echo.
I don't know what the right way to, I haven't really used it much, but yeah, I'm on it. I have a couple different cell phone numbers, and one of them just got deactivated because I just switched to visible from Credo.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I just sent you a link. I just can't find you. I don't know what your name is. I see you every once in a while talking, but you have a name in a different name in every group. So when I go to look for you, I can't add you because I can't find your name because I don't know which one you're using. Kind of a little bit similar to what I do. I do the same thing. I confuse people, but I just added you to the Awaken Council group so that we can share the notes there. And you know, there's also the coordination group. I think we talk more there, and I think this was a good one for a repository of notes, because if there's anyone that's going to be coming in that they hasn't been there before, then they'll have all the past information. Whereas in Google, I mean, WhatsApp, you only get whatever has been in the group since you've been added. So if we can add and refer to the document links in Telegram for now until we have Hilo up, great. And so we're all members in Hilo now. I think Sherry, Amoga, and I are in that group. So if you don't have the capacity to give us, there you are, Devin. I looked for a Dev. I saw it, but interesting. Maybe, I don't know why I couldn't find you when I did Dev. Thank you for being in that Awaken Council group now. I see you're in.
Yep.
And so in regards to the Hilo, can you be sure that you
I
can
have
make-
it. I have it open now. If I saw you guys join, so if you want, I can add you two both as admins now, if it's easy enough.
Yes, please do.
Have you done it? I mean, I can just walk you through my experience of it.
I can't add people of admins yet. You can?
Let's see. I have you open now. Flag this member, block this member. Comments, up votes, read more. Okay, I guess that's not it. Let's see here. There's invite people. Maybe I have to go to group settings or something.
Yeah, Mocha just mentioned it, but I didn't quite catch all of it. Or there's also members. I guess you did members.
I did members, and I had to actually quit the program and restart it in order for you guys to all show up. But you're all there now, or four members. But let's see. There's not. I don't know. Maybe it'll be easier on a laptop thing. But from the interface here, I'm only seeing like 3 icons at the top. It's like a chat and a search and a bell. And at the bottom, it's just topics, projects, and members, and home. And home doesn't really give me any dots or options or buttons that I'm seeing.
When will you have access to a laptop?
I mean, I have my laptop. It's just that I'm not in a Wi-Fi zone where I'm at. But I may be tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna copy link and see if I can do this from. I just made a group too, and I'm gonna invite you. We're just right now. If you guys want to join, it's my other work, and then I can see if I can. It's called Dream Vessel. If you guys click on that Hilo and become members, if you want, you can also come and go. Then I will see if I can do that from the laptop. Join requests.
And maybe see if there's a way to do it on the phone. I don't know. I'm just not used to it.
I see under settings, there's moderator.
Yeah, I haven't found settings yet.
Yeah, so you can search here for grant moderator powers. Yeah, so you search. Yeah, I have under, I can grab, where am I? How do I get there again? Invite people. Yeah, when I click on invite people, I see settings, moderators, topics, invite, join, and request. So probably under invite people, you might see moderators. See if that exists for you.
Okay. I'm still trying to do the add on there you go, to your group. Hilo. If I open things in Chronogram, it lets me open them, or in Chrome, it lets me open it.
While he's doing that, Mark, will you become a member of the Dream Vessel Productions group that I just linked in the chat here,
Just a second. Yep.
and then I'll see if it's different, so we can just get this done. I don't want to wait another week. Because if it doesn't work, then we need to have a backup plan, and probably that one that that Omoga suggested. So let me know when you become a member. I'm reloading. Oh, okay, you're a member.
Yep.
I'm gonna click invite people and see what I do. Click, click. Moderators. Add new. Mark. Yeah, you show up as Mark,
I show up with
and now you're a
members.
moderator.
Okay.
You're now a moderator, but that's not necessarily an admin.
Well, the only person that can at least do that has to be the one who created the group. So,
Created my own group.
because I don't see any of those tools to change the community. So,
Well, I just created my own community, my own
Yeah.
group.
I
That's
know.
why I invited you in, so I could see if I could make you admin, so we could go through this process and figure it out.
Yeah,
how to-
and it might, the language might be moderator. We'll see. But I don't see any added functions yet.
There's this thing that says community leaders.
Right. You might have to add me there.
Yeah, you're now a community leader, so it says you're a moderator.
Okay.
Yeah. But it seems like it also goes in the order of who made it, and since I made it, I kind of wanted to be at the top, so that's
Are we-
kind of a little bit like meh.
That's right. Yep,
But
now it shows up. I just had to refresh the screen.
But that maybe I can just make this Dream Vessel Productions into Awaken Dream Synergy. I don't know.
Well, if we have Awaken Dream Synergy, let's just do it that way. When
Yeah, but then it says at the top that Echo's like the main leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're discovering that this whole notion that there's one thing on top is a problem. That if it's an origin story of, oh, where do you come from, or who's the one, whatever, like all of that's false and non.
it also might be that it sets them up in alphabetical order. So community leaders, we'll see what happens when the one community leader of Awaken Dream Synergy gets us into as community leaders. Then we'll see how they're ordered. Then Moga might be on top. So
Fine. But because I am the leader, and I've been doing this for 6 months.
Okay.
Echo, and I did catalyze it, and I'm doing a lot of work. I just,
Okay.
if it does have that sort of order, I don't think it's false. Of course, I would, when I'm just kind of curating and helping oversee it in a certain.
No, we understand that, and we all share that, Denise. No one's denying that.
Well, he was just denying it by saying it was false. So.
You're misinterpreting my notion there. I have no primacy on this project, and I have no attachment at all to. It was literally, we were doing it, and I thought I was being. So,
yeah.
You are being helpful. I don't mean to be like. I just want to make sure that we have, the same access. I would prefer that we have all the same access, but also, because I'm a woman, a lot of times the women are put in the background. Just so that's kind of a thing.
Denise, I'll give you a shadow token. It's not okay. It's not being done that way. We are not judging you that way. It's just the software. And
I know you guys aren't doing that. I'm just saying for future perceptions of the community in general.
Yeah, well.
And more for communities that I care to be associated with are either female or indigenous led communities. And I've been more of a radical feminist than most of the female embodied individuals that I've known for most of my life. So that's completely no question on that one either.
I agree. Same
I
here.
totally trust what you guys are doing and stuff like that. It's just the software that's what I'm concerned with. So it's just the perception of, people stopping to like not respect me because as someone who's helped catalyze this, you know.
Okay, well, we're not that group, and we will try to keep the perception that you were the founder. So we'll try to keep that perception. They're going to
Well, Mark.
they're going to improve the profiles first of all. That's one of the main topics. Has had a wonderful. There was a wonderful call for high-low again today. A development call with a group called Open Team, and they're doing some amazing work also. And yeah, I'm not positive of the, you know, we're coming into the time of more heterarchy. We're coming more into the time of non-hierarchy. So it's a sad time to have that you haven't been recognized as a leader because you're female, when that's not us. That's not what we think. And
I know you guys are awesome and stuff like that. But if you're not, you guys aren't there supporting, you know, me being heard, then if I'm not seen as a part of the creation, then people might just step all over me. That if you with you guys there, you know, there's a foundation. So that the extra foundation is like if it's not in alphabetical order or whatever, that's just it. Like, you know, those little things have people be like, oh, I want to listen to her. You know, otherwise in a lot of places, not you guys necessarily, not our group necessarily, but
right.
Yeah, but
Well,
the little things like that, they count to be respected, especially as a female.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, so I totally get that you guys are there, but if you guys aren't there, it's just like, yeah. But I also don't need to be in the forefront, and I don't necessarily want that. And I consider like a lot of us who were in the beginning of Awaken Dream Synergy, we established a lot of vision about what it is together. And I think we were all on the same page. And just I'm just, you know, being the curator that is sure that I'm keeping up with that foundation with you guys. So and I trust Mark's foundation and Sherry's and mine the most at this moment still, because I know that Mark and Sherry have been in these realms for a long time, and Echo, I'm still getting to know you and how it works. And so that's just sorry, it's just those little tiny things matter. Like other people might be like, well, she's not worth it to listen to. But we have enough people in our group that are totally respectful of everything that we do and totally get it, and we're on it together. So we're gonna have tons of community leaders.
Yes, yes, that's a good thing. But yeah,
and then,
we recognize
the different aspects of the community.
Yeah. And I agree with you on the establishment of mission, vision, values. It can be done fairly rapidly with a group like this. It just has to be set up to, yes, we're going to drop in to do that. And if we don't do it that way, well, for example, setting mission, vision, and values here in our community that I live in took us 18 months. So it can be a tedious process if we're not at a plane of collective consciousness or collective intelligence, which I've got some practice on setting that field. I think Sherry does too.
Yeah.
So that we get in the same field. We didn't do any drop in today. We didn't do any anything at all to this. So it's been a little disjointed. Plus, I think you're a bit tired after a kind of a hellacious up and down week. So I suggest that we try to meditate on it this week, see what comes up in terms of documents, see what work Amoga can do to put some stuff together, see what Sherry drops in with, even if she's on a fast, and then next week we just do a working meeting of flow and collective consciousness to establish what the vision, mission, and values are for Awaken Dream Synergy.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that's always going to be, it can be updated. And I don't expect to have it always,
No, it's a flow because it'll change in a couple of weeks. It'll change again in another couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. And we've got a good group. That's what we've been establishing a lot in the Wisdom Council. So that's good.
I agree. Good.
And I agree because the calls are actually scheduled to be an hour and a half usually, and it's been an hour and a half, and I've got to catch a flight and clean the space that I'm in and things like that. So
All right.
shopping and things like that. So
That's perfectly good. And safe travels and enjoy the sun. Enjoy the
it's
ocean.
actually rainy there.
Yeah, well, by the time you get down there, we'll see.
I'll enjoy the freedom. There's no COVID lockdown stuff there like there is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of conscious community. You'll be in good hands. Safe flight.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for making us moderators. So it's definitely the moderator, I'm pretty sure, is the admin thing. But if you want to talk to Amoga about that, what he saw, thank you.
Yeah.
For
I couldn't even as a moderator, I couldn't invite anybody yet. But when you made me community leader, the invite button shows up.
Oh, actually, I didn't do anything more than that. I just made you moderator and then it showed up in community leader.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
That's it then. Cool.
yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're learning, and that platform's changing also, but they've got some really good affiliates and partners going forward, and they're going to have a whole bunch more as they work with the Planetary Health Alliance. That is a huge network, and there's all kinds of beautiful stuff coming out of there.
Great. Well, the first meeting group that we'll want within Awaken Dream Synergy is the group, the Wisdom Council.
What was that?
The Wisdom Council and Organization Group is kind of what we are.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
guys, I'm gonna go. I apologize if I was a little disjointed. And yeah, when we are all late for the call and come in different times, we don't really have a grounding, but maybe we should just do it before everyone, just the 2 people or 3 people that are there the first 5 minutes. Maybe we should just do it then. What do you think?
Well, it's also good to have everyone present when you do a grounding, right? So,
Yeah. We were just always
we'll try to start earlier and get a link out before the call.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. Let's do that and just keep it at 1 so we know every Friday.
Yep.
Thank you for coming, Eka. Thank you for being here as per usual, Mark. Thank you, Sherry. Jimmy, thank you all. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to do what Sherry's saying, do less, but.
Well, just do what you love and not what you have to.
Right. Okay.
Be done. Be done. Be an instrument of the universe, not the one forcing the will.
Great. Love it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Blessings, everyone.
An instrument of the universe now.
Thanks for sharing the
Blessings.
water, Echo.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was really beautiful here. Thank you.
Yeah. Much love, family. Glad I could drop in with you. Sorry I was late.
That's
Talk to you
okay.
soon. Yep.
Happy solstice.
Happy
Yeah.
solstice. Yes.
Take care.
And Mark, let's connect in the next day or 2 if that works for you.
Perfect. Just reach out anytime and I will do that schedule Aikido thing.
As you do. Don't bend anything unnecessarily on my behalf, but I look forward to connecting soon.
Just a wind bender, that's all.
Beautiful. All right.
Take care, my friend.
You too. Bye.